So time for the race of round 11, coming to you from the Hungaroring. Here's the map of the track. Only 3.9 kilometres in total, 77 laps, so it's a gruelling race. We often see a high attrition rate. Many cars going off at the turn 11 corner. In terms of race strategy, we're going to see a very big mix, but most favouring the 3-stop, 46%, 30% for 2 stops, and 24% may even try the 1-stop strategy. So it'll be interesting to see who tries that out. Mainly the harder tyre runners, I'd expect. Certainly the FJRs will be considering it. Nico Rosberg topped the qualifying session of Q1, ahead of the 2 Pedersens and Adrian Sutil. And a recap of Q2. Pastor Maldonado and Bruno Senna on the front row, as they were in Hockenheim, so the car works well in high speed and low speed. Rosberg takes a superb 3rd, Kubica 4th, Vettel 5th, Genet 6th. So Dark Wolf's running much better on the softer tyres. Now on board with Maldonado, as he heads into turn 1, he has a car in front of him, which is the Dark Wolf, into turn 2. You'd normally expect that the cars would be affected by the turbulence, but they don't seem too badly affected really. He's half a tenth up on his own effort here, as he rounds turn 5. Difficult corner that, using a bit of grass before hitting the curb. 6 and 7. The chicane, no problems there at all. Unlike Senna, who blew his best effort, what could have been his best effort. That was 8 and 9, 10's flat out. This is the corner where he crashed in qualifying earlier on, and sees 3.5 tenths quicker than his own effort. But now he's being held up by the Dark Wolf. So he had to hesitate on the throttle there. And rounding the final corner. So that hesitation only cost him 1.5 tenths, but no problem. I think it was Genet that was holding him up. Now we look at the starting grid in full longer detail. As we know, it's Shannon front row, Rosberg superbly third, Kubica fourth, Vettel fifth on the harder tyres, Gionet softs, Klein and Raikkonen both on the harder tyres in row 4. Trulli a good effort on the soft tyres. Tornado's down in 10th and 12th, Pantano ahead of Button. Another team that's struggling is FJR. They're down in 20th and 21st, sandwiching the Dodgems. So clearly FJR struggling on this track. And both Dodgems got caught up in an instant with Fernando Alonso during qualifying. Watch the lights come on now. 4, 5. The 5 are on. Long hold, and the 5 go out! And it's Rosberg that makes a good start from third on the grid. Maldonado leads at the moment, but Rosberg having a look, think about it, but no. And Wirtz, poor start, he's already down to last. He appears to have an X-Elite for company, but it's Maldonado in the lead. Now, big range of strategies, so I've no idea who's on what. As is all races, I've no idea who's on what strategy, but so far it seems that Rosberg is keeping up very closely with Maldonado. We look at the start now from Alonso, down in 20th, remember. And nearly contact with Glock. But Glock making an absolute flyer. How many positions has he taken there? And Alonso trying to follow him. And he's up to 16th, I think that was. He's behind a shake and bake at the moment. But Glock must have gained about 8 positions from his grid slot. Maybe 7. It's still lap 1, and Rosberg is right behind Maldonado. He's looking to prove a point, is Nico, because he hasn't scored a point in his first half of the season with FJR. And he lost at least 2 podium positions as well in his run of no points. Robert Kubica looking at Senna for 3rd place into turn 1. And up to 3rd goes Kubica. He'll be pretty angry after the German Grand Prix. He wasn't too happy with Klein. And looking at the instant, he does have some justification, but maybe Robert shut the door a little too late, but maybe Klein didn't realise. Who knows? But the team boss, Guy Kramer, was very upset. Off the track goes Pantano. He's losing positions. He's been tagged up the back by a Pedersen. It was Vettel. And the more drivers off the track, it's Wirtz, and look at that contact, and Wirtz has lost a tyre, he's out of the race. Wirtz running in last place. The Andy Racing ran wide, and well, that's the judgment call of what to do when a driver gets back on the track. We look at Hamilton. He's gone off the track at turn 10. Turn 11, sorry. He's lost a lot of positions. Down to 20th. Meanwhile, lap 3, Maldonado still leads. He has the power advantage over the Dark Wolf. And he's using that very well, is Maldonado. He's locked up into turn 1 though, he's ran wide, and Rosberg takes the lead! Maldonado made a mistake. And so, Nico Rosberg could score his first win, although not with the team at the start of the season. He's on course at the moment, but it's only lap 4. But he's still got another 74 laps to go. And he needed to do that. Kubica was catching up to the pair of them. Well, the Maldonado's not actually dropping back at all. And look at that, that was Davidson. Was that Alonso? And more spinning. Look at this, it's chaos. No, there was Alonso. Davidson out for definite. It's Trulli, the Mitchell, and a Dodgem was caught up as well. And while Jenson Button's gone straight off the track at turn 4. He's going spinning out of control. He's dropping positions. He's down to 15th, 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. Now can he rejoin? Pantner challenging Genet for 5th. To turn 1, side by side, but Pantner is going to pull ahead at the exit of the corner. Meanwhile, Kubik is looking at Maldonado for 2nd place into the turn 1 on lap 6. So Kubik are taking 2nd, and now he's chasing after Rosberg. Kubik are on the more favourable tyres. Meanwhile, his teammates looking at Raikkonen for 8th place. Now, this is where Klein needs to make positions. He needs to have the race of his life if he's to gain ground on Jenson Button. Because Button either well down the order or completely out of the race. No, he's still in the race, chasing a Dodgem. He's gone off again. What's going on with Jenson Button? He's driving like a rookie at the moment, and he's catching back up to the Dodgem and Hamilton. Trying to work out which Dodgem it is. I think it's Glock. So Hamilton gains a position after his off-track excursion at turn 11. Now Jenson Button going to take the Dodgem again. Meanwhile, Klein is lapping quickly. He's making some use out of it. He took some time out of Rosberg. Now he's trying to get past Vettel into turn 1, and Klein makes it stick. Now, can he chase after Genet? Let me look at Button on Hamilton. Rounding the last corner, Button needs to get a good run. Remember, harder tyres for Button, softer tyres for Hamilton. And Hamilton trying to shut the door very firmly, but Button makes it stick. And so he is up to 16th position and chasing Bourdais in the X-Elite. So Rosberg leads at the moment by 1.2 seconds from Kubica. And here's Klein and Genet now. So Klein looking to make up a position on Marc Genet, 6th place. And look at that, Genet went straight on. And he's out. I saw a wheel bouncing. Marc Genet out of the race. And Kimi Raikkonen in 8th place so far. He's gone off. That's at turn 9. He's stopped on the middle of the track. Be careful of the drivers. Alonso makes it through safely. He's up to 8th. He's had a pretty good race so far. There goes Hamilton. Or was it Yanni? Coulthard pits. So he's on a 3-stop. Must be. It's very early for a 2 and definitely not a 1. That was Jenson Button. Was it Button? No, it was Pantner taking Senna for 4th place. And now Senna's got Klein right behind him. Nico Rosberg, our race leader. Off the track goes Rosberg, he spins it! Kubica takes the lead! That's a pretty bad error, and he's out! He stalled the engine. Dark Wolf's out at the same corner. So Rosberg definitely will not win on his first attempt for Dark Wolf. And it's looking good for Kubica. He leads by 4.5 seconds from Maldonado. No, he doesn't! Kubica's out! Lap 21, Maldonado retakes the lead. Kubica's got problems with brakes, it says on there, on the screen. So Maldonado now leads. Pit stop's underway though, Klein in the lead now. And Pantner's going to go for a spin in 3rd place. That's turn 13. And now Klein's made a pit stop. He could be 2-stopping. So he's got an 11-second gap to catch up to Maldonado. Not sure what strategy the Venezuelan's on. Here we see, that must be Jenson Button chasing an Andy Racing. That must be, yep. Down the inside into turn 1, and that's a position gained on Adrian Sutil. Pantano currently in 5th place, riding on board with the Italian, going through turn 11. He's understeering, he's going to have a spin. Oh, that's the Dark Wolf of Rosberg, and he's lost the front wing as Pantano. He can rejoin. Well, that Dark Wolf has been there for 10 laps or so, so that's pretty poor marshalling. Jenson Button into turn 1. Out of turn 1 and then into turn 2. Meanwhile, Clean is 9.9 seconds behind Maldonado, so he is catching up to him bit by bit. Senna currently 3rd, Vettel 4th, Alonso up to 5th from 20th on the grid. Hamilton in 6th place, Buemi in 7th, and Pantano 8th. We are looking on board Pantano's teammate, Jenson Button, rounding the chicane. So as it stands, Clean looks to take either a huge chunk out of his championship lead, or in fact take the championship lead. But Alonso's still in there. As we look at Maldonado in the lead. 8 seconds is the gap. Clean definitely catching up to him. As he rounds turn 10 to the infamous turn 11, gets through with no problems. Turn 12, and then turn 13 where we saw Pantano having a spin. In fact, it's been a pretty dogged race from Pantano. He spun there and then he had the incident with the stricken Dark Wolf at turn 11. Hamilton pits from 6th place. With that, I think, going a lap down on Maldonado. Quite fortunate to still be leading after Rosberg's spin and Kubica's brake problems, but nevertheless, second pole position in the row. And Jenson Button in the midst of traffic. Vettel in 4th place. He's gone straight on at turn 11, and that's definitely out of the race. Now watch out, that wheel doesn't go back on the track, but it's safe. But he just went straight on. No obvious fault with the car. And Pantano right behind Alonso into turn 1, and Alonso doesn't fight that one too much. Maldonado's made a second pit stop, so he has to be 3-stopping. Clean has also made a pit stop now. Touch and go whether that would be 2 or 3 stops. And that's the other Pedersen going off. Raikkonen out. So both Pedersens out at the exact same corner as both Dark Wolves. It's a strange corner that. Senna makes a pit stop. 24 laps to go. I think that's 2 stopping. It's 10 seconds, and out of the pits comes Bruno. Into some nice clear track in 3rd place. And it's Maldonado in the lead from, and out of the race goes Buemi. He's pulling off from 10th place. Bourdais takes that position. I'm surprised there's any cars left. And it's a puncture for Buemi. Looking at Alonso, and Hamilton went off the track then. Alonso up the inside into turn 8. Alonso takes 6th position from Lewis Hamilton. Maldonado makes a 3rd pit stop. Into his pit box, counting the seconds. .4 of them. And he's actually yet to score a point, is Pastor Maldonado. It's hard to think that. But all of Shannon's points have been scored by Senna. He currently runs in 2nd as Bruno, and Maldonado rejoins behind his teammate. But on the fresher tyres, he can catch up to him. His tyres are 8 laps younger. Meanwhile, Jenson Button's made his way up to 4th. He makes a pit stop now. That'll be his 3rd. He's had yet another dogged afternoon. When I say yet another, I mean only 2nd in a row. But his stop also 9.4. There's 16 laps to go for him. Into some more clear track. Meanwhile, Clean has only made 2 stops. I think that's the way it's going to be for him, but Senna's catching up to him. Even on the soft tyres, he's catching up to the Gee Racing. No, he's not! He's gone off there, but... Whew, that was a bit scary. Nearly spun that. 9 laps to go. Clean has a 9.6 second lead. Shannon's running 2nd and 3rd, so they look like they're going to get a huge amount of points. But Clean's pulling off, is he? That's very slow around turn 1. Clean's out of the race! That's lifted a huge load off Jenson Button, because these two are tied for the championship. And round goes Senna to take the lead. Bruno Senna leads. And Maldonado moves up to 2nd. We look at the battle between Hamilton and Piquet for 6th. Piquet taking 6th position. He's having a good race. But both shake and bakes in the points. Meanwhile, Senna is in the chicane. And, oh, he's gone off again! And Senna spins this time! Bruno Senna spins! Now, can he rejoin? Yes, he can. And he's still in the lead. That's twice he's gone off there, at least. Shannon will be having kittens back in the pit garage. I'm sure Andrew Quinn, the team boss, will be telling him, calm down, bring it home, you're safe in the lead. As he rounds turn 13. And then the 14. As he enters the final lap. If he manages to keep on the track, he can enter into championship contention. He's only 27 points behind Jenson Button, and since Clean's out of the race at least, he'll take a huge chunk out of him. And let's just enjoy the final lap with Senna. No mistakes through there this time. And safely round the danger corner, turn 11, now into 12. Braking hard for 13. And surely Bruno Senna is going around the final corner to take what will be his maiden FF1M win. Rounding the final corner, Bruno Senna wins. It's a Shannon 1-2. Fantastic result for the team that's based in Belfast. Third place, when he eventually crosses the line, should be Jenson Button. Good damage limitation drive for him, as did Fernando Alonso in 5th place. Pantano taking 4th. Piquet, Hamilton, Yanni completing the top 8. And it's Yanni has doubled his points tally, in fact, with his previous point score in Canada. Both Dark Wolves and both Pedersens retired from that race, and meanwhile Jenson Button holds a 6-point lead over Christian Clean, but it could well easily have been a 7-point lead for Clean. And Alonso hanging on just about, but Senna has joined the party. Tornado pull away from Gee Racing in the constructors a little bit, with both Gee Racings retiring. Shannon overtake FJR for third place. We'll see you at the next round at the legendary Spa-Francorchamps circuit.